Hi everyone, welcome back to Writer's Dream Coach. Good day, good morning, guten Morgen. I am Frauke Möbius, writer, therapist, and coach, and today I'm going to talk to you about the paragraph. This is part of the Clean Manuscript series, and the paragraph is basically one of the major parts of any manuscript, major parts of any file, and I'll get into that later, but ebooks are basically websites and paragraphs are the biggest chunks of the file that you need to have. And you need to format a paragraph in a good way in order to obtain a clean manuscript. And I'm going to show you how to do that with some text that I copied into a new barren file from my work in progress. And I'm going to share the screen with you to show you what you can do. I do this in LibreOffice. There is something very similar to do the same thing in Microsoft Word. And every other program you use to write text in, except maybe Notepad, but you know, Scrivener, Brett's Cafe, whatever you're using, will have the same options. They may be hidden under different menu points, but they do have the same options. So here we go. I'm going to share my screen with you. I'm going to share my ugly file, and I'll show you what to do and what not. Now, as you can see, this is my little file in which we are going to play, and it's just basically text. And you can see the formatting marks that I was talking about last week. But you can see this is kind of like ugly. Part of this is the font. This is the way I write. Let's just shift this to whatever. Actually, I should use Times New Roman. That's down here somewhere. Times New Roman. This kind of looks like a book and kind of like doesn't. What it doesn't do is it doesn't indent. Now, I know people who indent like this. Hey, nice. Do it here. Do it there. And ooh, this is not possibly. Maybe I need to go back one. Oh, anyway. Okay, you can fix that easily. You could indent it another way. Just stick in something like this, and you can go and do that. That kind of, oh, never mind this. Let's just ignore that. You can indent. Whee! That looks cool, doesn't it? All nice and aligned. This is not a clean manuscript, and I'm going to tell you why. What you want to do in a clean manuscript is you want to change things easily. Imagine this is one novel, 100 and something pages of this stuff. I'll show you what happens if we do this the right way. Every word processor, and I do mean every one, except possibly Notepad, but I wouldn't call that a word processor. In every one of these, you can format paragraphs. Here. You need to look at something else in Word. I think it's called, I don't know, I don't have Word on this, and I don't use Word in private. Format paragraph. You will get something like this. What we want to do is we want to indent the first line. Now I have this set to centimeters because that's how I work. Let's just say 250. 250. Here we go, 250. Whoa! 250 is a little much. Let's change that back to 150 or something. Let's see, paragraph 150. That probably look nicer. 150. Okay, we have nice indentation, but what is this? Whoa. We need to remove this by hand. By hand. Ooh. Ooh. Not good. Imagine having to do that on 150 pages in a full novel. Never, ever use spaces or tab to indent. Never, ever. Getting these things out of your text is the most tedious thing you can imagine, and your formatter is going to hate you. Now, this still doesn't really look nice, and it doesn't look like it does in a book, right? So we need to format the paragraph a little more. We need to change the spacing. We may want to go to 1.15 lines. See what that does? It stretches out the text a little. Still doesn't really look nice. Let's try 5. Yeah, there we go. That looks a little more like a book, doesn't it? Now, what you could do, and I won't advise you to do that, but you could, and well, let's just imagine that. Okay. Just so we have some space here. I'm going to add in a chapter, I don't know, 15. Doesn't matter. You don't want extra lines. Last week I was talking about extra formatting marks. You don't want that. But what you do want is you want a bit more distance between this header and the text. And also you want the header to be bigger. Let's put it at 16 point there. And let's make it fat. And let's, what I would say, center it. I don't know. Now we want some nice space below this. And actually, see what happens? This is not centered. This is because this chapter indents in front of here. Okay, so we need to go to this chapter and take out the indentation. See, now this looks centered. But again, we want some extra space below this. So we go back into the paragraph format and we go to spacing below paragraph. And let's say we want some empty space below the header of 2 centimeters. And then we can take out these extra marks like that. And we have some space here. Now what we just did was a little bad because we didn't use a style. You need to define this as a header style in a full manuscript, but I was just trying to teach you how to use your paragraph settings to get some stuff done. Don't add space between paragraphs of the same style. This is if you have things like italic inserts, because you're quoting some other text. This is very important for scientific text, for example. But these things are very, very helpful. Now this is the header, so that we have no indentation, and we have this huge free space below the paragraph. And let me just go back and show you, clicking into the text, show you how it looks here. Paragraph. We have the first line indented. We have 1.5 lines, line spacing, and we have no spacing before or below, above or below a paragraph. And it actually shows you here in this kind of wild imitation text. Okay. This is how you indent in a clean manuscript. This is how you get extra text. You do not use extra space. The other thing you really need to use if you want to have another chapter, let's just pretend we're going to stick this into another chapter. Going to insert a page break. Woo! And then we're going to simply copy paste that header. Rename it chapter 16. Get rid of these extra marks here. Oh! And we got rid of the indentation. Whee! Okay. I'm going to mark this paragraph. and copy the format. It doesn't work. Why doesn't it work? Format, paragraph, first line, 1.5 indentation. Okay, here we go. Back. And we're going to remove this one because this is an extra formatting mark we don't want. And we got 2 clean chapters with a chapter break, with a space below the header. All of this can be varied. All of this can be the way you want to have it. This is just to show you how it's being done. This will convert well into an ebook because all the important information is in the meta text. You don't have any extra formatting marks in here, any extra formatting marks at the end of the paragraphs. You have very nicely curled quotes. Keep an eye on those quotes. They are the devil in formatting. We have a clean chapter break, and we have a clean new chapter. I'm not going to save this, just going to remind you, you find this in format paragraph, and that's where you format this. You will find a very similar system in Microsoft Word. Okay, that's it. Stop the screen share. That's it for today. Remember, clean manuscripts, they are the core of your work. They're absolutely the core of your work. And you need to do this for your own peace of mind and to make the life easier, either for you or your formatting people. Never, please, never force them to remove 150,000 tabs by hand, please. It'll cost you, and they won't ever take a manuscript from you again. Okay, on to more stuff next week. Clean manuscripts rule, and you can do it. Talk to you soon.